much damage they will deal, and when is the best time to deal damage. 2. Weak at laning. Mei Yin is actually decent at laning, but different enemies require different combos. 3. Too squishy. Mei Yin is only squishy when she enters the combat at the wrong time. Hero countering relationships are also very important.
Be yourself and do what you like.
Players must familiarize them with the hero and develop their own match strategy. The key to playing Mei Yin is in her combo. 1-1 is often used in group crowd control and area burst damage. 1-2 for single target. 2-2 for blocking enemies' lethal skills and restoring health. And 2-1 is great for cleaning up.
Everyone has their own way of living.
Whatever effect. Mei Yin's skills have the whatever effect, which lasts longer when there are enemies in the brush. Observe the effect duration to determine if anyone is in the brush. Basic attack can be used once while whatever is active. Health recovery. When Mei Yin kills a unit with the 2-1 combo, she restores half of her strength and some health. When she's low on health, she can use the minion wave to recover health multiple times and increase her endurance with the passive. Spin kick direction. The direction of Mei Yin's 2-1 spin kick can be controlled. Use it in front of an enemy to kick them behind her, and use it close to an enemy to knock them back.
Nothing brings me as much joy as dried fish.
Mei Yin has great single target combat capabilities. If she is unsure about a kill, use skill 2 to poke the enemy and lure their ultimate before killing them. If she can't get a good pace through laning, she can also take a lane, then ambush in the mid lane river or the jungle, driving back enemy junglers and stopping the mid lane enemy hero from leveling up. Mei Yin is a little squishy, so she should avoid confronting enemies directly during late game. Cut in from the side to reach the enemy backline, then kill the carry with her burst damage and crowd control, before using immunity to get away.
What a pain.
Flash can be used with her combos for more variations.
Another problem solved.
Use 1-2 to pull the enemy, then use the ultimate and 1-2 twice to keep the enemy under crowd control and deal good damage.
Well fought.
If the enemy is farther away, use flash after skill 1 to quickly approach the enemy, then use 1-2 to deal damage.
Martial arts are never the same, and neither is life.
When cleaning up, use the 2-1 combo to approach the enemy on low health and launch a spinning kick, then use the ultimate. Follow up with 2-1 combos to kill them, or at least disrupt the enemy formation. If the enemy's health is really high, use 1-2 to poke the target and finish them with the 2-1 combo.
There are plenty of hero wannabes who try to save the world every day.
If the enemy is further away, use flash in the middle of the 2-1 combo to quickly approach the enemy, then use skill 1 to launch a combo to finish them.
Don't get jealous. I loathe 'cause I can.
If she wants to put crowd control on backline enemies, she can use skill 1 to approach the front line, then use flash to get behind them, and use 1-1 on the backline to deal damage and place crowd control. She can also use flash in the middle of the 1-1 combo to change the location where she lands.
Today we are doing the loser brackets finally, the absolute cinema of the matches. Myself, Kaneki, and joining with me, my partner, Silent. Good evening, Silent. How are you?
Everything seems fine right now, and this is the loser bracket, and here are the teams personally selected from the top 21, and from there we are getting the loser team, and in the loser bracket who gonna be the top winning teams will definitely go in the winner bracket to compete for that 2500 first prize token.
Exactly. And right off the bat, we see a Hanshin ban. You know who they are targeting right here, Siren. They're targeting the one and only Adrian right there.
Yeah, definitely. That Hanshin ban is a respect ban, I would say, and definitely a troublesome hero ban as well, because we know how mobile that Hanshin is. That would be really troublesome for the species if they didn't ban it.
Yes, exactly. And we can see a Yixing and a Wang Zhao Jin ban from the red team side. Yixing, I understand they don't want to give that Yixing first pick. And right off the bat, we see Zhang Wei and a Chisha pick.
Just don't wasting any single time, and we are already jumping straight to the picks of the Zhangfei and Chicha. As we know that how good the Chicha is in this early patch, and that is like really really great to see a Chicha as well, because we can see her action in this game. But is that Chicha gonna be enough for the blue team? That's good. Decided on the match.
Yes, exactly. And we can see a Dunn and a Flowborn marksman pick from the blue team side. And one question for you, Silent. Do you think will we see a Yango today? As we all know, a new hero got released today.
We might not, cause Tango is considered is one like in the top three difficult heroes of HoK, and the global server isn't ready for the Tango yet. So we might not be able to see him, cause it is like if we are gonna see him, then that's definitely gonna be a risky pick.
Yes, exactly. And right after that, we see a Fatih picked by Affinity Esports ZTAD, it seems.
Fatih just after the buff. As we know, like in the previous matches, when there isn't a buff for the Fatih, he was doing wonders. But now after the buff, we don't know what wonders might be able to see in this match with that Fatih.
Yes, and we can see your Shah Xiao ban. Now the target, do you think the red team, for bans looks more focused and targeted on the mid lane?
Definitely, the blues like red side spends are mostly looking on the focus of the middle, and they might be able to might want to sabotage up each ban from the red team side. Wasn't expecting that a continuous four mages ban.
That is a whole four stack mid ban. I know the mid is gonna be laughing and kicking himself right now from the blue team because it shows how they fear that mid.
Might be frustrated as well, cause here we are seeing another mage pick, so that's gonna be like a five mage ban, like mage ban and a one mage pick. Then that makes like five mage that is not gonna be played by the mage of the blue team, which is MSD Rug.
Yes, but still, do you know how mid favored the game is currently? There is Garnenmo, there is higher open. Then, oh, look at that. As I said, there is a higher open. The hands goes across the higher, and yes, it will be a higher pick.
Yeah, that's a confirmed higher, and higher might be like I always said that higher is a double-edged sword. If like her ult double-edged sword, I would say, because if you are using a ult on a right person, that's definitely gonna be a great option. But if you aren't, then you are definitely missing on damage dealer from the battlefields.
Yes, and then again, as AJ said yesterday, as a Haya main himself, right? Haya is that kind of hero which you need to have a good synergy in your team to use her full potential.
Definitely, the hires ult definitely matters a lot on the team, because if you're using a higher ult, then you have to wait for your teammate to be outside of the ult to save that higher. But here we are seeing a straight up Ogren ban, that classic, like not a ban, Ogren,
Ogran
and that is really
in
messy.
jungle. Ogran in jungle is really nasty, I would say. And Shangwan as a mid lane. Is this our first competitive Shangwan silent?
Might be not. Like we saw the Shangwan from the Chocobo, maybe not. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
this is.
This is not the first Shangwan. I remembered it now.
Yeah, I might be delusional here because there are two matches, like too many matches I have watched.
Yes.
But right now for the tournament, this might be the first time one. But this
And
is
then
really like
yes, and then again we can see that Ying classic jungle pick right there. by Leo.
Yeah, again, a great pick for that heavy CC reliant, and that's definitely gonna cause the trouble for the Auguran. Because if there's gonna be heavy CC and enough burst damage from that Flowborn and that Shangwan, that's really gonna be enough to shut down that Auguran early on.
Yes, exactly. So, as we go to the George silent, so how was your day? To the viewers who don't know, HOK is finally in India.
Wow, what a day it is! I played this day like about 6 to 7 hours of a gameplay, and what a day it is! HOK, okay, HOK is the main motivator. Yeah, that is like a truly a great news for the India cause.
Yeah, like I opened my eyes and saw those Insta posts of that beautiful, introduction to our India, and then getting that news that two spots at the KWC, EWC will go to India.
That's a really great news for our like Indian players as well. And in this summer season, maybe teams which are gonna play in EWC might be here. Yeah, that is definitely
Yes.
gonna be fun to go.
Potentially we are seeing a future KWC team in this tournament.
That is true. But right now we are in the George and we are seeing Owen starting from the mid to get that extra, and he is already level 13.
Yes, and then we can see Flowborn trying to do that farming right there, and it seems it's gonna be a Chisha at farm lane. But oh no, what am I seeing there at that side? Dunn seems to be in a little bit of trouble. Three people in the clash lane.
That might be a troublesome for the gun, but Gun know that there are players waiting for him, for the gang, and the red team to the initiative to take that face spirit because we know that how much gold that can give. It's definitely gonna make a difference as well, about 200 to 300 gold.
Yes, exactly. And we can see the blue team are answering them back with that invade. But what am I seeing here? Red team has requested a pause. Might be another ping issue.
That is like a most probable uh, issue
Outcome.
here. There would be a ping issue. So yeah, we
Yes.
might be like seeing a ping issue, or might be our another crashing issue.
Yes, exactly. Like at this point, ping issues are like oxygen in honor of kings.
That is like now at the moment that Honor of Kings just released today at a 5 a.m. and server hasn't been set it up yet for the global players, those who are playing the before the Indian release. Their ID hasn't been imported to the Indian server, so this might causing some players a issue here.
So yeah, let's wait till 1 week and see if they, resort it out. And I believe hopefully they will resort it out because obviously they told us that you can be able to switch our IDs right there.
And that is like we definitely get a registration form to fill up our Gmails, the registered Gmails to the global server, and we might be able to see our IDs becoming Indian in an import way. Yeah, that is definitely going to be a spectacle to watch as well to how our ID is going to do in Indian server.
Yes, exactly. And as the slogan says, silent okay, HOK.
Okay, okay, and your sons are already waiting for that goal. And he definitely will get that, and it's gonna definitely gonna create a lead here for the red team.
Yes, and we can see Xianghwan craving that path's already way for her ult right there, and Zhangke trying his best to support right there. Ogran tried to, get that Lianpo, but it won't be quite enough for that Lianpo. Then that again, the Ogran is feasting on those buffs right there. Ying trying her best to get that buff, but is right now pressured by that Ogran. But look at that. Haya with that ult tried to take that Ying in, and we might see a first blood here. Lianpo trying to get that hair, and Flowon is Ogran is low, and yes, first blood on the hands of Shangwan, managing to get that Ogran right there, and Shangwan will secure the buff for the team.
The early team fight for the red team doesn't seem quite appropriate here. The early invasion didn't of them really. So this, what this teaches us, this teaches us that before the 4 minute mark, a proper invasion is good, but not a like an improper invasion might cause you some casualty, and that casualty is gonna be the junglers picked off.
Yes, exactly. And Ogran is not the one you wanna, lose in the early game, but you can see Dunn is in a little bit of trouble. Ogran trying to, punch that loss back at Dunn, trying to remove his anger there. But Dunn is really smart, playing safe right now until he gets his items, until he get that, core build for him. And we can see Lianpo with the ult on the other side. Ogran literally fast traveling to secure that buff. And there is Ying trying to recall from the bush. And yes, she will get a recall. I don't know why she did a recall there.
Might be some mana issue, or might be again a might be a case here, but don't know it yet. And this is a 4 minute mark, and the talent is up, and the talent is already looking at the profile with that 8 second in.
Yes, and we can see Tyrants is in the favor of so look at the Tyrant seems to be looking at the favor of Red Team, and Red Team will manage to get the Tyrant, and Haya managed to get Lianpo, and Flowon managed to get that Fatih. It's a 2-1 trade off, and still the team fight is going. Ogran managed to get that Flowon marksman, Haya managed to get that Shangman. So far, the team fight is exciting right now. Dunn is marking for that Chisha. If he gets his ult, Chisha is done for, but no. Chisha will survive with this fight. It's a 2-1 trade off so far. It was a 3-1 trade off.
Yeah, this is like a good trade, I would say, but not looking in favor of the blue team here. And the Dun only needed their 5 seconds for the Cheetah pick off there. But we know the milliseconds really matters a lot when you are in a fight, cause it really depends on the millisecond when you cast your skills and get that enough damage for a pick off, or should I say, confirmed pick off.
Yes, exactly. And we can see Ying trying to initiate the fight for the team, and it seems, oh my god, beautiful saving ult by that Zhang Fei, but he managed to save himself. But was it worth the ult?
That was a truly worthy art. There was like a three stuns coming from the Zhangfei, but the team didn't follow him. There was a quite a skill used on the Zhangfei as well, so that might be a mistake from the red team to not follow him for a post team fight there, because the goal lead also looking in the favor of a team, and all the players was there.
Yes, and Shisha managed to get that flowborn match, and they will manage to get that tower right now. So far, Red Team are cruising, but Dunn is trying the best to tank right there. But there comes Ogran using that, Spiritling's ability right there to make himself huge on the map. And you can see Ogran managed to get that Shangman. He's looking for that Ying right there. He's feasting his eyes for the Ying, but it seems Lianpo will go here at the hands of Fatih. And Dunn is trying that CC on Ogran, but Ogran did not even flinch right now.
That is definitely like truly a great team fight there for the red team, and these early aggressions really shows them that what they will do in the late game as well. So the blue team has really have to focus on the invasion side more, because they already know the idea of the red team at the moment.
Yes, exactly. And you can say Flowbone trying to get the blue buff. Don't you think it's a little bit? Oh, okay. There we go. He helped Ying right there, but was it a help or I don't know. It's better I not say.
Was there a really intention for the Flowbone to get that blue for himself? But we don't know. This is like a team fight, so we can't say that it is gonna be intentional here. But who
Yes.
knows, like what goes in the Flowbone's mind to like have that.
Yeah, because sometimes we muscle memory kicks in the hands of players. In the ranked matches, we try to get that blue buff if the team is not performing really well.
And here that might be the case for the Flowbone, right? Flowbone is the 1-1 and looking at the extra goal, while the Ing is looking at the 3.4k goal. Here the lowest of the team, if we accept that rumor.
Yes. And we can see Shanghuan also 1-1. Flowon and Shanghuan moving in that synergy 4.5 to 4.5k goal lead. Both are equal. And we can see a team fight engaging Chisha with the ult. Zhang Fei with the beautiful ult right there. Zhang Fei pinpoint ult, but Chisha managed to get that Lianpo. Ogra looking for that done, and it seems it will be a game over for done right there. And Fatih managed to get that kill for the done. Ying seems to be in a little bit of trouble. Flowborn is in a risky position. They might dive at any moment for that Flowborn, but they are playing safe.
The red team will really want to play a safe here because they are waiting for the opportunities to finish off this game. They might be able to get that high ground tower, and they will definitely get that high ground tower, it seems, or not. The dragon is not. Yeah, but that was a great contest for that high ground tower of the bot lane.
Yes, exactly. And all credit goes to that Lian Po trying his best to defend that high ground tower. And it seems there isn't a single tower taken by the blue team, nor a single objective taken by the blue team. So blue team are a little bit falling behind. Ying needs to lock in, I would say, because Leo is falling behind his team right now, not doing those objectives. I would say this is because that Ogran, when he came to disrupt that jungle in the early game, it affected mentally to that Ying, to Leo. So
Yes.
he's a little bit nervous.
Yeah, early invasion seems like a quite a mental toll to the player as well, because you know that there might be another invasion coming on the way, so definitely have to play safe around the burbs and the jungles and wait for the rumor to give vision first to ensure that there is gonna be a like safety for himself, not getting any pick off and not might be upsetting the mood of the team as well.
Yes, exactly. Because if you look at the statistics wise, see that they have completed three objectives and they have five towers taken for the red team. So far, blue team has those both of them nil towers taken, nil objectives taken right there, and we can see another mental attack by the red team and from the jungle itself. Lianpo might be the game over here for Lianpo. Another pinpoint ult by Janfie, but Lianpo follows right there, but he's low. He's low right there, but Chisha on a rampage managed to get that Lianpo on low health. But would you look at that? Flowbon managed to get that Ogran. Crucial crowd control by Dunn. But what is that? Fatih on off camera managed to get that high ground tower right there.
Yeah, this is not like a really ideal team fight for the red team because they are really significant in the gold lead about 9k gold lead, and still they got a trade off with that jungler to the roam. That is not really ideal because the red team is losing their jungler, and this might be like really not significant right at the moment, but that can be like a turn around from here as well.
Yes, exactly. And then again, the enhanced overlord is back. This might be the game ending if red team manages to get that enhanced overlord. But if blue team manages to get that enhanced overlord, they might get that single hope chance to start push and pushing those towers. And you can see
Yeah.
Ying is waiting for it. Ying is waiting for that opportunity to steal that overlord.
Being is really waiting patiently and showing that how much patience does a player need, but this patience might cause her to lose another farm, and we are also looking at that lowest farm again. So yeah, this patience is really not needed for the custom matches like these tournament matches.
Yes, but then again, we saw how top tier teams play, and we can see Chisha with popping off that another ult right there. Lianpo again in a big trouble. Another ult by Zhang Fei. What is that Zhang Fei on? Ogran managed to get a Shangwan, and whoa, Phil's Zhang Fei right now is everywhere. He's living in Damien's mind rent free, I would say, because all of his ults were targeted on the blue team's roam, Damien.
Definitely, the red team is like right now seeing that Rome is over engaging, and they are definitely have to take out that Rome for the extra team fight, and the team fight might be in the favor of the red team because of that Rome downside, like a pick off there, and that is definitely them really great to take out that Rome first, and that's gonna be match one of our stage two, and this match goes to the uh, uh, Eternity Esports.
Eternity Esports.
As the result section says for itself, 0534 that Lian Bo, that a great match coming from the Damian, and this is cause of the pick off of the room of first for going for the vision in the every single team fight there, and the blue like red team said that if you're coming overextending, then we are definitely gonna take you even if you're a roamer. It doesn't matter if you're a squishy, it doesn't matter even if you're a tank, doesn't matter, just matters a single kill, and it's definitely gonna cause an impact on the team as well.
And then again, look at Phil on the other hand. 0-0-10 for a roam. That is pretty impressive in competitive.
Okay, and with this we are going for the second match of this stage 2, so we will be right back after 5 minutes or so.
Let's test this! Strong is weak and weak is strong.
Players often complain about Mei Yin not dealing enough damage, weak at laning, and dying too quickly. This video will talk about how to play Mei Yin effectively. 1. Not enough damage. Mei Yin is agile during combat, but her skills require strength. Players must know how much damage they will deal and when is the best time to deal damage. 2. Weak at laning. Mei Yin is actually decent at laning, but different enemies require different combos. 3. Too squishy. Mei Yin is only squishy when she enters the combat at the wrong time. Hero countering relationships are also very important.
Be yourself and do what you like.
Players must familiarize them with the hero and develop their own match strategy. The key to playing Mei Yin is in her combo. 1-1 is often used in group crowd control and area burst damage. 1-2 for single target. 2-2 for blocking enemies' lethal skills and restoring health. And 2-1 is great for cleaning up.
Everyone has their own way of living.
Whatever effect. Mei Yin's skills have the whatever effect, which lasts longer when there are enemies in the brush. Observe the effect duration to determine if anyone is in the brush. Basic attack can be used once while whatever is active. Health recovery. When Mei Yin kills a unit with the 2-1 combo, she restores half of her strength and some health. When she's low on health, she can use the minion wave to recover health multiple times and increase her endurance with the passive. Spin kick direction. The direction of Mei Yin's 2-1 spin kick can be controlled. Use it in front of an enemy to kick them behind her, and use it close to an enemy to knock them back.
Nothing brings me as much joy as dried fish.
Mei Yin has great single target combat capabilities. If she is unsure about a kill, use skill 2 to poke the enemy and lure their ultimate before killing them. If she can't get a good pace through laning, she can also take a lane, then ambush in the mid lane river or the jungle, driving back enemy junglers and stopping the mid lane enemy hero from leveling up. Mei Yin is a little squishy, so she should avoid confronting enemies directly during late game. Cut in from the side to reach the enemy backline, then kill the carry with her burst damage and crowd control, before using immunity to get away.
What a pain.
Flash can be used with her combos for more variations.
Another problem solved.
Use 1-2 to pull the enemy, then use the ultimate and 1-2 twice to keep the enemy under crowd control and deal good damage.
Well fought.
If the enemy is farther away, use Flash after skill 1 to quickly approach the enemy, then use 1-2 to deal damage.
Martial arts are never the same, and neither is life.
When cleaning up, use the 2-1 combo to approach the enemy on low health and launch a spinning kick, then use the ultimate. Follow up with 2-1 combos to kill them, or at least disrupt the enemy formation. If the enemy's health is really high, use 1-2 to poke the target and finish them with the 2-1 combo.
There are plenty of hero wannabes who try to save the world every day.
If the enemy is further away, use Flash in the middle of the 2-1 combo to quickly approach the enemy, then use skill 1 to launch a combo to finish them.
Don't get jealous. I loaf 'cause I can.
If she wants to put crowd control on backline enemies, she can use skill 1 to approach the front line, then use flash to get behind them, and use 1-1 on the backline to deal damage and place crowd control. She can also use flash in the middle of the 1-1 combo to change the location where she lands.
Born in May, born Mei Yin.
Lineups are also important to playing Mei Yin effectively. Mei Yin can keep squishy and slow heroes like Zhao Chao and Garo under crowd control and deal damage to kill them quickly. Against enemy heroes with high movement speed like Guan Yu, Mei Yin can use 1-2 or 2-1 combo and its crowd control effect to limit enemies' damage dealt. Mei Yin's damage is limited by suppressive heroes like Liang and Dong Huang. When facing enemies that are tanky or have high health recovery like Dun or Ada, it's difficult for Mei Yin to kill them with a combo.
Let's test this! Strong is weak and weak is strong.
Players often complain about Mei Yin not dealing enough damage, weak at laning, and dying too quickly. This video will talk about how to play Mei Yin effectively. 1. Not enough damage. Mei Yin is agile during combat, but her skills require strength. Players must know how much damage they will deal and when is the best time to deal damage. 2. Weak at laning. Mei Yin is actually decent at laning, but different enemies require different combos. 3. Too squishy. Mei Yin is only squishy when she enters the combat at the wrong time. Hero countering relationships are also very important.
Be yourself and do what you like.
Players must familiarize them with the hero and develop their own match strategy. The key to playing Mei Yin is in her combo. 1-1 is often used in group crowd control and area burst damage. 1-2 for single target. 2-2 for blocking enemies' lethal skills and restoring health. And 2-1 is great for cleaning up.
Everyone has their own way of living.
Whatever effect. Mei Yin's skills have the whatever effect, which lasts longer when there are enemies in the brush. Observe the effect duration to determine if anyone is in the brush. Basic attack can be used once while whatever is active. Health recovery. When Mei Yin kills a unit with the 2-1 combo, she restores half of her strength and some health. When she's low on health, she can use the minion wave to recover health multiple times and increase her endurance with the passive. Spin kick direction. The direction of Mei Yin's 2-1 spin kick can be controlled. Use it in front of an enemy to kick them behind her, and use it close to an enemy to knock them back.
Nothing brings me as much joy as dried fish.
Mei Yin has great single target combat capabilities. If she is unsure about a kill, use skill 2 to poke the enemy and lure their ultimate before killing them. If she can't get a good pace through laning, she can also take a lane then ambush in the mid lane river or the jungle, driving back enemy junglers and stopping the mid lane enemy hero from leveling up. Mei Yin is a little squishy, so she should avoid confronting enemies directly during late game. Cut in from the side to reach the enemy backline, then kill the carry with her burst damage and crowd control, before using immunity to get away.
What a pain.
Flash can be used with her combos for more variations.
Another problem solved.
Use 1-2 to pull the enemy, then use the ultimate and 1-2 twice to keep the enemy under crowd control and deal good damage.
Well fought.
If the enemy is farther away, use flash after skill 1 to quickly approach the enemy, then use 1-2 to deal damage.
Martial arts are never the same, and neither is life.
When cleaning up, use the 2-1 combo to approach the enemy on low health and launch a spinning kick, then use the ultimate. Follow up with 2-1 combos to kill them, or at least disrupt the enemy formation. If the enemy's health is really high, use 1-2 to poke the target and finish them with the 2-1 combo.
There are are plenty of hero wannabes who try to save the world every day.
If the enemy is further away, use Flash in the middle of the 2-1 combo to quickly approach the enemy. Then use Skill 1 to launch a combo to finish them.
Don't get jealous. I loaf 'cause I can.
If she wants to put crowd control on backline enemies, she can use Skill 1 to approach the front line, then use Flash to get behind them, and use 1-1 on the backline to deal damage and place crowd control. She can also use Flash in the middle of the 1-1 combo to change the location where she lands.
Born in May, born Mei Yin.
Lineups are also important to playing Mei Yin effectively. Mei Yin can keep squishy and slow heroes like Zhao Chao and Garo under crowd control and deal damage to kill them quickly. Against enemy heroes with high movement speed like Guan Yu, Mei Yin can use 1-2 or 2-1 combo and its crowd control effect to limit enemies' damage dealt. Mei Yin's damage is limited by suppressive heroes like Liang and Dong Huang. When facing enemies that are tanky or have high health recovery like Dune or Ada, it's difficult for Mei Yin to kill them with a combo.
Let's test this! Strong is weak and weak is strong.
Players often complain about Mei Yin not dealing enough damage, weak at laning, and dying too quickly. This video will talk about how to play Mei Yin effectively. 1. Not enough damage. Mei Yin is agile during combat, but her skills require strength. Players must know how much damage they will deal and when is the best time to deal damage. 2. Weak at laning. Mei Yin is actually decent at laning, but different enemies require different combos. 3. Too squishy. Mei Yin is only squishy when she enters the combat at the wrong time. Hero countering relationships are also very important.
Be yourself and do what you like.
Players must familiarize them with the hero and develop their own match strategy. The key to playing Mei Yin is in her combo. 1-1 is often used in group crowd control and area burst damage. 1-2 for single target. 2-2 for blocking enemies' lethal skills and restoring health. And 2-1 is great for cleaning up.
Everyone has their own way of living.
Whatever effect. Mei Yin's skills have the whatever effect, which lasts longer when there are enemies in the brush. Observe the effect duration to determine if anyone is in the brush. Basic attack can be used once while whatever is active. Health recovery. When Mei Yin kills a unit with the 2-1 combo, she restores half of her strength and some health. When she's low on health, she can use the minion wave to recover health multiple times and increase her endurance with the passive. Spin kick direction. The direction of Mei Yin's 2-1 spin kick can be controlled. Use it in front of an enemy to kick them behind her, and use it close to an enemy to knock them back.
Nothing brings me as much joy as dried fish.
Mei Yin has great single target combat capabilities. If she is unsure about a kill, use skill 2 to poke the enemy and lure their ultimate before killing them. If she can't get a good pace through laning, she can also take a lane then ambush in the mid lane river or the jungle, driving back enemy junglers and stopping the mid lane enemy hero from leveling up. Mei Yin is a little squishy, so she should avoid confronting enemies directly during late game. Cut in from the side to reach the enemy backline, then kill the carry with her burst damage and crowd control, before using immunity to get away.
What a pain.
Flash can be used with her combos for more variations.
Another problem solved.
Use 1-2 to pull the enemy, then use the ultimate and 1-2 twice to keep the enemy under crowd control and deal good damage.
Well fought.
If the enemy is farther away, use Flash after skill 1 to quickly approach the enemy, then use 1-2 to deal damage.
Martial arts are never the same, and neither is life.
When cleaning up, use the 2-1 combo to approach the enemy on low health and launch a spinning kick, then use the ultimate. Follow up with 2-1 combos to kill them, or at least disrupt the enemy formation. If the enemy's health is really high, use 1-2 to poke the target and finish them with the 2-1 combo.
There are plenty of hero wannabes who try to save the world every day.
If the enemy is further away, use flash in the middle of the 2-1 combo to quickly approach the enemy. Then use skill 1 to launch a combo to finish them.
Don't get jealous. I loathe 'cause I can.
If she wants to put crowd control on backline enemies, she can use skill 1 to approach the front line, then use flash to get behind them, and use 1-1 on the backline to deal damage and place crowd control. She can also use flash in the middle of the 1-1 combo to change the location where she lands.
Born in May, born Mei Yin.
Lineups are also important to playing Mei Yin effectively. Mei Yin can keep squishy and slow heroes like Zhao Chao and Garo under crowd control and deal damage to kill them quickly. Against enemy heroes with high movement speed like Guan Yu, Mei Yin can use 1-2 or 2-1 combo and its crowd control effect to limit enemies' damage dealt. Mei Yin's damage is limited by suppressive heroes like Liang and Dong Huang. When facing enemies that are tanky or have high health recovery like Dune or Ada, it's difficult for Mei Yin to kill them with a combo.
Let's test this! Strong is weak and weak is strong.
Players often complain about Mei Yin not dealing enough damage, weak at laning, and dying too quickly. This video will talk about how to play Mei Yin effectively. 1. Not enough damage. Mei Yin is agile during combat, but her skills require strength. Players must know how much damage they will deal and when is the best time to deal damage. 2. Weak at laning. Mei Yin is actually decent at laning, but different enemies require different combos. 3. Too squishy. Mei Yin is only squishy when she enters the combat at the wrong time. Hero countering relationships are also very important.
Be yourself and do what you like.
Players must familiarize them with the hero and develop their own match strategy. The key to playing Mei Yin is in her combo. 1-1 is often used in group crowd control and area burst damage. 1-2 for single target. 2-2 for blocking enemies' lethal skills and
टीम का नाम क्या था?
Hello guys, we are back with none other than the one and only Summer Showdown of the MSD. So we are proceeding to the next round, and with me I have a special guest with me today, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Baldudu. Good evening, Baldudu.
Good evening, Kaneki. Thank you for the very warm welcome, and I think this will be my first time on air with HoK, casting these games. So I think we're gonna jump right into the draft, and I think on the blue side they do seem to respect the mage bans a lot. I mean, seeing the Yijing and the Haya out. I think two very opposite ends of what they bring to the table. With the Yijing, with her all the crowd control being taken out, and on the other end is the Haya, who kind of takes out one teammate opponent from the map altogether. So yeah, what are your thoughts on how well Haya has been doing in the meta right now?
Well, so far, as I always say, and as the man himself, AJ, said yesterday, Haya is like a double-edged sword for now. Haya, if you want to use Haya to your full potential, you need to have that team synergy in you, because if you took the wrong person in her domain, it could really, vice versa, change the fight with you. And we can see a Hanshin ban from the red team side, and that Hanshin ban is personal. Baldur, because they know that Adrian uses Hanshin really, really good.
Yep, and I think that is one thing. Like, apart from just doing your research on the current meta, you also know that with these players, especially in the current Indian patch, right, these players keep scrimming against each other. They keep playing with each other for so many times that everybody knows what they're going to be prioritizing. So you have the Hanjin on the Adrian, a very good respect ban coming in. But if we look at the matchup right now, I mean, that's a very early Lubu pickup by Kratos. Isn't he worried that Zetard could be going in for that Guan Yu? I mean, he did hover over the Guan Yu. He could also go in for the Mulan, which is a pretty good counter to the Lubu.
Well, I am also worried about that marksman pick, Baldo. Marco Polo is a really, really risky pick. Just locking him at the as the first pick, the whole team could build an anti Marco Polo just like that.
Yeah, I mean, while they do have the Zia who Marco can dive in pretty easily, he's still hovering over. I mean, you do have the ZF to kind of round off your draft. You can prevent them from diving onto Marco, but the issue is Marco himself will have to commit all in if he really wants to have full value of his kit. Because if you just want someone to poke you, I think you could have just picked up the mage instead. Well, in terms of the bans, though, the second phase of the bans has begun, and we're going to be seeing the Nova being taken out, and that's a lot of mages being locked down. They want to ensure that Ito is as comfortable as possible in that mid lane. So, what do you think reasonably they can pick up? I feel like a Diao Chan might be a good idea because
Yeah.
Zia will struggle in lane, and Dolia is not really a good response either for the Diao.
Yeah, I would say you're right on that part for the Diachan, but I would also say that Lady Zen is also a pretty, decent pick right here.
Yup, Lady Zen could also work. I mean, at this point, the side of the red side has more than enough damage. In fact, even ZF is going in for the stun. I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to really stick to the stun or pick up the heal as his battle spell. But with the stun, he has a lot of crowd control to set it up for Marco and the Lubu at the same time. Like
Yeah,
Lubu could go in and pick off the stragglers while
yeah,
Marco does the cleanup.
yeah, exactly. And if you notice, Baldur, this is like seeing like two sides of a coin. At one side, we see a whole mage ban right here, and on the other side, we see a whole jungle concentrated ban.
Exactly. This is two different ends of the spectrum. And there it is. Okay. It's been quite some time, man, since we've seen that mage pick. I mean, that is a very, very deep pocket pick coming
Yeah,
in from these guys. Very
yeah.
deep pocket pick.
Yes, again, Joyu is, I would say, that niche mid lane. That Joyu is because Joyu has that unique ability to make you annoy you as much as you can. Because right when you think you're safe, that poking damage from Joyu comes in clutch.
Okay. So there is that. Okay, Adrian goes in for the Yang Jian in the jungle. I guess they did predict that Ogren pick coming in from Leo because Yang Jian does do really well in terms of against the Ogren because like Ogren is good for that instant dive in. He has the grievous wounds effect on his skills. Yang Jian is like a great response because he's able to sustain for those 10 seconds. It's almost impossible to take him down. So with paired up with Zetard on that Dharma, both sides have a really nice rounded off draft. But I would say I think the first 5 minutes would be I think the side of the Marco Polo is gonna be a little more comfortable along with the Lubu. As long as the junglers don't turn the tides too much, I think the lane phase is prioritizing. It's a little more in the favor of the red side for now.
Yes, exactly. For anyone who are currently, streaming in, I will fill you up with the details of the blue side is Affinity Esports and the red side is MSD Rug. So they did really well, as teams being in the loser bracket, but they actually performed well in the first rounds of the tournament. Baldo, to mind you that.
Yup, and with that, with the game is underway already, we see a lot of pressure in the mid lane. Lubu making the rotation up to see if they can pick up a piece of the pie, and they have begun. Adrian, known for the Hanjin and his invades, is actually going to be pressured, but Phil with a really good job trying to ensure that the buff will not be contested too fast, giving Adrian the time to switch back on his targets. He's hit his level 2. So there's no way they're going to lose this fight out for now. But what's happening in the mid side? Damien taken down very low. Will the Zhangfei be able to escape? Yes, he does. The Zoyu with the poke. Kratos coming back in. And with that, that is all she wrote. With the first, skirmish of the game, nobody really comes out on top.
Yeah, I would say there the one who has the more loss in this whole drama was the Lubu, because he missed his minion wave right there, and missing a minion wave is really precious.
Yup, especially in the early game. And okay, on the top, Dolia will be taking up the kill. Kratos will fall. We did say that the red side is gonna have the better early game, but I guess not, because the gank was absolutely perfect. I don't think anyone expected that Clash gank so early when you have the DRNG, who's a much easier target to pick off on the bot side. So, oh, sorry, the Marco who's on the bot side. So, with that being said, what do you think? What's gonna happen next?
Well, I guess the next, I would believe the next what's gonna happen in this map. I would say right now, I would say the red team is gonna bite back. They are not gonna just ignore that. They're gonna mark that Direnji right here, because the only one I feel is helpless right now on the map is Direnji. And if you know Direnji, he's a little bit, on the squishy side in the early game.
Yep. Okay, on the mid, there's a three clump right now. If you do notice, there's a very little vision being given away by the jungler. I mean, Leo is ensuring that, the surprise factor of the Ogren is there as much as possible. While he is losing out a few creeps, Adrian does make his presence felt. If you do notice, he is never being shown on the map. That's why the side of the blue team is not able to always full commit, even though they have engages possible on Zoyu, even though they want to get the gank on Marco, they're not sure which side of the lane Leo is. And Zhangfei is doing a really great job keeping control of that river. So, these guys will not be able to actually enter their jungle and get the information they need.
Yes, you're right on that part, and we can see a 50-second timer mark has been appeared for the both Overlord and the Tyrant. So, Baldur, I believe it is wise to go for the Tyrant in the early game for that attack speed buff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would take that Tyrant buff any day over the Overlord. But there it is. Zoyu popping up the ult, but nothing comes out of it once again. Like you said, the Zoyu as a pocket pick, he is being used to poke and try to ensure that they get space. Oh,
And
wow.
again, that is a nice ult right there by Zhang Fei, I would say. But the team was not near any wall to make that CC affect them a little bit on the long enough for the red team to engage. But you can see Ogran trying to farm a little bit there, and we can see a huge team fight is gonna start here for the Tyrant. Ogran looking for his way to somehow get the Tyrant, but no, Renji will get the Tyrant right there, and we can see a dive in there by Dharma, and Dharma managed to get the Zhang Fei Marco Polo with the ult, but it
My
won't be
God.
quite enough. But Joey managed to get that Dharma, but Yang Jian double kill by Marco Polo. What was that? 3-2 trade-off.
I mean, despite having the perfect set, and Adrian is not gonna be long for this world. They really want to get the damage, but he's sustaining against it all, but not for long, as Ogren, with the grievous wounds, will be taking down the opposing jungler. But looking back at that team fight, man, right then, I mean, Dharma did have the perfect catch. Zatard gave them the set they need, but it was not enough. There was no sync. They were too busy trying to ensure they, secure the Tyrant over there. So the surprise factor was completely gone. You allowed Damien and Leo to regroup, and it was a perfect engage coming in by the Marco Polo. I mean, there was nobody to mark him. There were two stuns dropped by both the Zhangfei and the Marco, and that was all she wrote. A very, very good comeback. They should be comfortably taking away the Overlord unless Adrian has something to say about that. I think not.
I think not. Adrian is not going to risk that Overlord in place of his death right there. And you see, that Moody using Joyu is proving my point right there. That he's restricting the space for the blue team to fight right there, if you see. Because now blue team are annoyed because they don't have any space to engage. They don't have any space to fight right there. He's restricting them to fight in that one small, a little bit of space. And you can see the whole red team engaging on them by that follow-up.
Yep. And okay, we see a lot of bodies on the bot side. There's four on each side, but nothing gonna come out of it right now. Once again, Leo ensuring that he is almost never spotted. You only see him when he's coming in for that mid lane clear, once in that, 2 minutes before he goes back to his jungling set. So, rotation wise, they're doing really good so far. But the question is, in the late game, Zia is gonna be able to bless either the Direnji or the Yangjian, and it's gonna be a lot harder to take them down. So, do you think is it wise for Phil's team to really drag it on to the late game or not? Oh, massive damage coming in by Zia, the enforcer. Will give them the pressure they need to take the turret down as they're gonna go in, knock him up. Huge set coming in, but the follow up is not there. Damien going back in. Will he use the stun? Yes, he does. Does not find anyone. Marco Polo going in for the engage. Gets poked down. With the re-engage coming in by Team Phil, they will not be able to do so. Adrian searching for an opportunity. Does not find the kill he needs. They go in for the engage. Lubu will deny them. Adrian getting taken down low. And he will fall. But there is Zitard with the set. Getting crucial crowd control. 4 bodies caught. But there is not enough damage. So it is going to be a 2-for-2 trade at the end of it all. Ito with the flick set will not be able to catch out Moody. Zoyu will survive and they will hold on to this turret for a few more minutes.
My God, what was that team fight? You would say, because look at that Zhou and look at that Ogran 114 and 214. You actually see their presence in the team fights right there. Those assists speak for themselves. And to answer your question from before, Baldur, is it wise for Phil's team to take it to the late game? I will say no. It is not wise for Phil's team to make it to the late game, because Affinity Esports, if they take it to the late game, MSD Rug have those equal punches to responsibilities, and you know how dangerous that late game Ogran and that Marco Polo will be.
Real, you do not want that Marco to hit the late because we've already seen a flash of brilliance from them. We've seen how MSD Rugged has responded, especially with that amazing double stun set with Marco. So Phil has to ensure that they give Zetard the ult because that's their only source of engage, because Adrian can't be the first one to engage. The second he does that, if you've seen every single time the Lubu is commenting onto him and taking him down, will they get the steal? Yes, that's a crucial kill theft coming in by Ito once again. This man has been so clinical for the side of Phil's team right now. They're doing so good right now, man. Affinity Esports, Zia the Enforcer.
Exactly. He's making name for that Zia right there. You can see 114 and with a goal of 5.6k. That is something. But right on the opposite side, if you notice, Marco Polo is leading MSD Rug's gold lead right there with that 6.0k goal right there. And we can see a beautiful engage right there by Ogran. Adrian might not be able to make it. The turret is on low health right there, but just will manage to make him safe. But what is that? That is not the wise way to go right there, Adrian. Yes, that's the correct way. And we can see another team fight happening right here. Ogran trying to target that Dahlia right there, but that Dahlia is like the statue right there, not even flickering, not even feared by Ogran.
Yep, and looking at the situation right now, you have a really significant goal lead from the side of Affinity Esports. They have 3k to their name, and while that amount might look like a small one, you actually see most of that gold is concentrated, on Adrian. Despite he's not gonna be the main carry for their team, so it's gonna be pretty easy for one good set from Marco. And what he's doing right now is, rather than joining the fights, which we might see a hint of on the top side, he's just getting turrets. And by building up the pressure on the opposite lane, they have to send somebody to respond now. So you will have less bodies in the fight when it comes to the overlord contest. So I mean,
Yes.
that is the macro that you need in 5 Qs.
Exactly. And we can see Blue Team has requested a pause, ping issues, perhaps because you know how usually ping issues happens in these MOBAs. And looking at the situation from the map, Affinity Esports was looking for that engage right now, but they will fall back because the tempo, I believe, has been fall off right now. Marco Polo is in a little bit of risky position. Adrian might, if he sees a little bit of that vision for Marco Polo, he might be a bye-bye story right there. But would you look at that, Baldu? To look at that Direnji and look at that Marco Polo's goal. Both of them have around really, really good goal right there. 7.5k and 7k at the 10 minutes. I believe this is the moment to shine.
Yup, and right now that is the 11-minute mark has begun. Zoyu is there to give them all the zone they need, and the problem is without Zetard having a perfect engage, they're always on the back foot. Okay, Yangjian will get the ult this time. Marco Polo going for the ult. Adrian stuck in a very dark corner, but he will be able to survive, taking the shutdown on the Marco. He has Zia with him. Will we see the fight we need? Zetard taken down. Queen Pai with the D-Renji dealing a lot of damage. Zia will get the kill onto the Zhangfei. The Enforcer with a 3-man set will get the damage they need. Leo will fall despite taking a shutdown on Adrian. And this fight has shifted completely in favor of Phil's Affinity Esports as Rugged will lose 4 bodies. It's only Moody standing and somehow has to defend a turret against 3. He gets knocked up perfectly. Will they get the kill? Unstoppable for Ito. The Zia is just on a hot roll right now.
Ito, the man you are. I believe right now, Red Team, even Red Team are processing in their minds what just happened right there. Even Red Team has no idea what happened right there. Everything was going in their favor in that team fight. They cornered Adrian perfectly, but that Adrian, that Yangjian's annoying passive, came in clutch for Adrian and they lost their first main DPS, Marco Polo, and then Ito out of nowhere decides to show us that god gameplay right there of that Zia.
For real, man. I mean, look at that. It was just such a good set coming in from Ito. And if you realize, they were so busy trying to take down Zetard, Queen Pie was left alone. They left Ito alone. Phil was allowed to, move around and make his presence felt. He was giving them all the zone they needed, slowing them down. And their actual damage dealer, which is Kratos, he was taken down way too early in the fight. He was trying to commit onto Adrian, and they just let the main damage dealers, which is the Zia and the D-Renji, just free hit. Because of that, if you notice, there's almost not a single flash used up in that team fight by
Yes, exactly.
any of Phil's teams, which
Yes,
is an
exactly.
insane thing to say. There's 4 mobility dashes, and the Zia has not been punished, not even once.
Yeah, because I believe that Zia, that Ito is, positioning himself in such a way right now that they can't even, go near him because Ito is standing behind that Adrian, standing behind that Ztad, Dharma right there. They're not even letting them go near that Ito because they know their valuable asset right now is that Ito. Look at that 514 with an 8.5k gold lead. That is just the cherry on top for the cake they are eating right now. And we can see things so far has not worked out for the Lubu of Kratos. Look at that. He's 035 assists are there, but he's behind in that gold. And in the team fights, don't you think Kratos' presence is not being felt as much as it should be by you using Lubu?
For real, I mean, despite having the Lubu, you're being pushed onto the back foot. And I think one issue that is the draft that, Rugged has brought into the table. Leo's Rugged has got into the table. I mean, you have picked up the Lubu, but why? You're trying to deny the Lubu by ensuring Dolia doesn't have a Lubu Dolia comp. But by doing that, you've just given a very comfortable matchup for them. Lubu struggling to be in lane. He is forced to be the main engage for their fights, but he's not having enough vision. ZF is getting poked down by Ito almost constantly. Look at that. Every time he's going in to show vision, he's forced to go in for the engage. Kratos dives in, misses the ult. Adrian is going to tank up basically everything while his team is free hitting in the back line. They're going to dive in once again. They have no bodies left to react. Zetard goes in for the set, brings back Kratos. Marco's going in. There is just not enough damage in gold because the gold lead now is at 7k. And with a
Yeah.
7k gold lead, the Marco is not going to be able to do anything. You
Yeah,
cannot be diving the tanks right now. You have to catch the Zia.
yes, exactly. And that Queen Pie getting that double kill is just like eating chips right there. They know they're in the comfortable seat right now. So, Baldur, what they should do, what should, Leo's MSD Rug do in order to just manage a comeback? Because I think it's a game over here. They are knocking at the doors right now. They're knocking at those high ground towers. There's just 7 seconds. Damian remaining right there for the MSD Rug side. And Marco Polo is respawning, but I don't think that much be enough. Kratos, Damian, and Mechanical.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can still hold on to the turrets because, as such, they don't have an engage. But with Zia constantly putting pressure on the lanes, the second you see Zia's, skill there, everybody will back off from Rocket, and that's giving them enough space to like actually hit the turrets. It was just one skill from Zia, and the turret is down to half, and no one actually touched that turret. It was
Yeah,
just the minions.
yes, and if you notice, Zia's blessing, the one who will get the Zia's blessing will be Adrian himself, the
No,
jungler.
Adrian. Dude, level 20 Zia right now in 15 minutes.
Oh
And
no,
once again, Lubu, you
Kratos, what
cannot
are
be
you
missing that.
doing? No, that is not what you want to do in this clinical situation. Dharma going to punish that Aogran, and yes, he managed to punish that, but Queen Pie finishes it off from him. Things not looking good for Janfe, and Janfe dies by the hands of Queen Pie, getting that double kill. 4-0-10, 7-1-9. Those are not normal numbers in a competitive match.
Dude, it was complete decimation. The goal lead is enough, more than enough for them to drag a win. Moody trying his best, but he's going to be sent back to the base as the Aegis will shatter. And we have a winner, folks. It's going to be Phil's Affinity Esports. Captain Phil is going to be definitely happy with the performance his team has put up. An absolutely stellar game through and through. The support, the vision, the game, and the way they've executed these team fights. I think apart from like a few kinks in the first 3-4 minutes, I think this has been an exceptional performance coming in from these guys. And just looking at the stats, you can see every single member has close to 80 to 90% team fight participation.
And those are no normal numbers. And look at that Ito's damage for that mage, Baldur. For a mage putting that 123.6k damage.
Dude, what is that? Insane. 90% team fight, 40% crowd control, single handedly. Well deserved MVP for sure. Zetard making sure that things happen for his team. Every time they did mess up their engage slightly, Adrian was there to ensure that the commit would not convert into a losing battle for them. Quimpai doing the damage from the backline, DRNG ensuring that. Phil resetting the ults constantly, so Adrian and Zetard will be as tanky as possible, and overall a very clean game. The can't say the same about MSD Rugged sadly, because Kratos had a forgettable game tonight. I mean, it's also the issue is he was really pressured because of the draft itself, because there's no one to really for him to dive onto. I mean, if you dive onto the Zia, he's flickering out. So
Yes,
or he's
exactly.
just going in, he's just using his immune. So he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. And
But
I think that pressure got to them towards the end of it all.
yeah, again, but I do believe they had that, clutching draft moments right there, because you see what they could have gone for, in my opinion, is that Moody going for that, poking damage, Moody restricting the space for Affinity Esports, and then Damian with that Zanface ult, then Kratos landing his ult perfectly on the team, then, that Marco Polo's ult, and then you have that Ogran for finishing things off.
Yeah, man. Overall, a very clean execution coming from these guys. Moody being the opposing side MVP does make sense. He did have a lot of pressure in the early game. I kind of expected Leo would be able to steal the game all over, but that Yang Jian along with Ito, man, they kind of stopped the Ogren from really getting the snowball he needed.
Yes, exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are finished with today's round. Affinity Esports will be your winner for here today, and we'll be right back with a short update. Stay tuned. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, update coming through by the referees. This might be the last game of the day, unfortunately, but don't worry. Still, games are left for tomorrow. Hopefully, Baldur is even playing, I guess.
Nope, nope. I got knocked out pretty early, man.
Oh no. Okay, sad to hear that. But still, it was a pleasure to cast with you today, Baldur. To hope we cast two more matches in the future. And so, ladies and gentlemen, so early good night from my side. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back for tomorrow because tomorrow we have interesting matches right here. Bye bye.